Inca One Gold Corp in the news recently. Inca One trades as IO in the Toronto Venture Exchange and INCAF on the OTC in the States. As they're to launch a Bullion store September 17th, 2020. With me to break down the details, CEO Ed Kelly. Hey Ed, appreciate the time and quite the concept here. I want to run through the nuts and bolts and what your expectations are. Before we do so, we had some COVID issues here the last 6 months or so. Always like to get an update from you guys. How's things going here for Inca One?
Well, things have been coming along well. Let's see, since this whole COVID thing kind of came to a stop about, it was pretty much exactly 6 months ago, middle of March 15th, everything came to a screeching stop in Peru. We've been slowly ramping up. The first few months were pretty rough on production, very difficult to be able to transport and move ore around the country from all the small-scale mining zones throughout Peru. But we did find a way to do it, and we were able to keep production going. And just really in the last 6 weeks, we've seen things really kind of ramp up there in the last 6 weeks or so. And we're probably within about 10 to 15% of what our pre-COVID levels were of production. So we're roughly around, we were running around 1,000 tons per week back then. And now we're just coming in around just over the 800 mark per week. So we're seeing every week has been a steady increase. So, and it's not that the ore isn't there or anything like that. It's just really been a logistics issue and being able to move and transport mineral around the country into our plants. But things are coming along well, and we'll see when those numbers come out here. You'll see that there's a nice steady improvement on that.
Well, let's get to it here. Going to launch a Bullion store.
Yeah,
absolutely love it. I think it's a great concept. I think more should do it. Where'd the idea come from, and how'd you bring it to where it is today?
Well, it all started back when COVID kind of hit back in March there. Everything came to a screaming stop with logistics and supply chains around the country in Peru and around the world. And, we were reliant 100% on commercial airlines to be able to move our dory out of Peru into Europe and get refined and sold. And that completely stopped. There hasn't been a commercial flight come into Peru since March 15th. So we've been on cargo airlines, and it took about a month to be able to get that opened up, but it's now been fairly, it's not as frequent as before, but we can work within our schedules in getting exports out. And so we looked for ways to be able to pivot and be able to reduce that risk and diversify. And one of the ways we saw was to be able to sell direct to consumers on the retail market. The biggest thing that got us attention on that was that pretty much the majority of retail gold selling units, like say Kitco, if you will, they were sold out on gold. There became a huge run on gold and silver physical bullion, and so we thought let's sell it direct. It diversifies on logistics and refineries, and not reliant on just one company to be able to do that. So we've done that now, and tomorrow's going to be our launch, and we're excited about it. So that was what got the wheels turning.
Yeah, noticing the terms there too. A little perk for shareholders own a certain share block and get $50 off per ounce, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's not obviously a lot, but there's not huge margins in this business, obviously, in physical gold. So we're just selling it direct off of our website, and if you're a shareholder of Inca One and you can show us that you own a minimum of 5,000 shares in the company, then we'll send you a coupon code that you can plug into our e-commerce website, and you'll get a reduction of $50 off whatever product you 1 ounce gold coin that we are selling through there.
So any forecast or expectations as far as how many ounces you'll sell out of this?
Well, last year our company, we produced 25,000 ounces of gold, just around 25,000 ounces of gold, and about 40,000 ounces of silver. So that's kind of our initial target. We want to be able to, and it's really just a marketing exercise. You can kind of run through and run the numbers and marketing, and we'll start, small and work out the bugs. It's not something that we specialize in or anything at this point, but we'll work through it. And it's a marketing exercise. There's demand for it, and I don't see why we can't sell 25,000 ounces of gold around the world.
I completely agree with you, Ed. Certainly the supply chain looks a little weak right now. People aren't getting delivery. You've got the metal. Why not? I think you have no problem hitting those numbers. So let's get down to the stock side of the equation here. How do investors make money with the symbol IO, Ed?
Well, at the end of the day, we're a cash flow business, right? We're now producing, so it's a multiple on our production of our EBIT falling to the bottom line. Last year we were in 2019 just a little under cash flow break even on 150 tons per day and producing 25,000 ounces of gold. With a higher gold price now, that's going to help. But we've got the majority of our fixed costs covered off on the 150 tons per day. We've got 2 plants fully built out, permitted to 450 tons per day. For every ounce of gold that we produce on those 200 or 300 tons per day excess capacity, is going to fall to the bottom line. So that's where we're just at that tipping point right now, where driving more tons through is going to be more profitability to the bottom line. And one of the things that we set out to do this year was to fill that 300 tons per day. It's been a little bit rough, obviously, a rough start. But we did secure a contract with a company by the name of PPX, who's going to deliver 40,000 tons to us once their mine gets up and started again, post-COVID here. So that's 40,000 tons, and it's going to deliver a fair amount of ounces and cover up a lot of fixed costs to the company, contracts like that.
Sure. Well, before I let you go here, Ed, why don't you tell investors how they can learn more about the company and certainly find that Bullion store and make a purchase?
Yeah, best thing to do is go to the Inca One website. You'll see the Bullion store. You can just click on that and go through the process, register. One of the things we've partnered with Shopify for the e-commerce platform. So it's a platform that's known all around the world, and probably some transactions you've already, if you purchased online already, you've probably already set up an account with them, and you can easily be able to use the same account information and plug into Shopify and get into our platform and purchase your gold. And hopefully you're a shareholder already, and you'll get that discount and choose your shipping preferences, and it should. That's pretty much the process. So we'll see how it works out.
Okay, appreciate that update. That's Ed Kelly. He's the CEO, Inca One Gold Corp. That's IO on the Venture Exchange, INCAF on the OTC in the States. Hey, Ed, appreciate that update. Certainly look forward to checking back in and see how the Bullion store is doing.
All right, thanks a lot.